Good evening and welcome to Game 2 of this Youth League Women's 2 Big V Grand Final Series between the Bellarine Storm and the Coburg Giants. My name is Hugh Moore, here with my co-commentator Tim Sanderson. Tim, we've already had one interesting game of basketball tonight. Obviously our Div 1 men got up over the Shep Gators, but now our eyes turn to what looks to be a very interesting game.
Absolutely. Game 1 last week in Coburg. The Giants got the first win, and I think that game was really dominated by possession. So they had an extra 13 offensive rebounds and forced 28 Storm turnovers. So that's going to be an area of interest again tonight. I think the other thing that was a real key part is that Coburg's defense is able to keep Carly Sanders, the league MVP, and Sienna Quinlan, who's been one of the better scorers for the Storm team this year, pretty quiet, while also having 4 or 5 players in double figures themselves. So for me, like, the keys to tonight's game is valuing the ball, making sure that the shooting clips are pretty efficient, and then both teams want to keep the ball out of the lane. Like last week, Coburg did a great job of stopping a post catch for the Storm, and then they got in there with penetration. So it'll be interesting to see what adjustments are from game 1 to try and counteract that on both ends of the floor. Yeah,
I think obviously being pretty close with the head coach, Dave Smith of the Bellarine Storm, there's a lot that the Bellarine Storm could have improved on last week. Obviously a very dominant team throughout the season, both of these teams. But obviously having league MVP as well as league scorer is prominent. But I mean, looking at this starting lineup for the Storm, they've gone big. Obviously included Ash Withers into this lineup. Who's another big, but to combat, obviously defensive player of the year, and three of the All-Star 5 for Youth League Women too. Play for Coburg, so they're all in the starting lineup too.
Absolutely. Like in last week, Jenna Ryan did a really good job defensively last week as well. So she's one they're going to have to try and figure something out for to get a bit of guard play going on the Storm end. Again, like it's a big game for both groups. Like Coburg was outstanding last week and have been all year, and this Bellarine team hasn't lost on their home deck all season yet. So it'll be interesting to see whether home court plays a big part here in front of a really big crowd again. It's still staying around for the men's game. Yeah, stadium is still full. But starting lineups for both teams as we count down to game time. For the Bellarine Storm, number 11, Olivia Osborne. Number 12, Ash Withers. Number 17, Piper Copeland. Number 32, Carly Sanders. And number 33, Gemma Morrison. And for Coburg's, number 2, Jenna Ryan. 15, Emily Addard. 19, Jacqueline Torini. 25, Mackenzie Brainey. And 32, Daniela Naganda.
So obviously the ideal situation here is for the Coburg Giants. If they win the series. For the Bellarine Storm, they win, they come back tomorrow for a game 3. So a lot on the line here for both teams. But as we look to get started, make sure you do not leave your screens, as this is going to be a fantastic game. As we just wait for the officials to be ready. And we have tip-off, and the Giants will come out straight away with the tip, but lose possession. So the Storm look to have the first scoring possession here. Gemma Morrison. Ash Withers, mid-range. Great start there by the Storm. Ash Withers, that's her specialty, that sort of mid-range pull-up.
Yeah, it's like a little catch and shoot in that short corner on the rim as well. Nice back cut there from Ryan, although just failed to finish.
Now I know last week, Ash Withers has started off fantastically running the court. Olivia Osborne, Carly Sanders, this will be huge.
Offensive rebounding going the other way at the moment. Storm are on the glass today.
As Gemma Morrison's a bit slow to get up there. I believe she might have got a knock, but this game's going to be physical. It's going to be intense. Do not leave your screens.
Yeah, great intensity to start it from both groups in the first couple of possessions.
Olivia Osborne going to the rack for 2 shots. Olivia Osborne obviously Tim, you'll know her very well. She's you're one of the point guards in your Division 1 women's team, as well as, I believe, Lucy Howard, also one of your forwards. So
yeah, both Aussie and Lucy spent some time through both groups this season. Played a number of games in the Division 1 group, but also quite a few down here with the youth league team as well. So for young players, we think that's a good way to help develop them, give them the opportunity to play in both sides. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go tonight, and obviously a good start for Aussie getting on the free throw line here.
Osborne makes the first, makes the second. Obviously, Coburg, their trophy cabinet's going to be a bit full. Obviously, also Coach of the Year. Would have been a tight contest between Joe Borg and Dave Smith. But as we see, a three from Jenna Ryan to open up the Coburg Giants scoring tally. The big thing that Coburg has done all season to win the games is their press.
Yep.
Their press is
come straight out again there to start it off too.
Their press is disruptive. It's aggressive. They're over everything. They force you to make bad passes. As Morrison goes to the rack, finds Olivia Osborne. Lets it fly. It'll be a little bit long. Great hustle there by Ash Withers.
It's an interesting counter, obviously, after the press worked really well last week for Coburg and they were dominant on the offensive glass. Yeah, Bellarine's gone a bit bigger here with Ash Withers at the start. I think it's probably just to get control of the glass and try and help with a bit more experience early through that pressure to see if they can settle in the game a bit better than they did last week.
Correct, as the ball goes into Torini's hands, out to Brainy, to Addard, who pump fakes, gets to the ring and throws it off the glass for a bank. So Morrison just easily getting through the press. Kicks it to Copeland. 24 points last week for her. Night out from the three-point line. Osborne downhill. Finds Copeland, who finds a mismatch inside. Now it'll
got a deflection apparently.
Stay with the Storm.
Yep, referee said deflection on that one.
So 3 seconds left. So Storm will need to get a quick shot off here. Piper's going to have to shoot it. There we go. Ball goes up. Nothing.
Good shot clock violation, I'd say.
Should have been a... oh, wow. Okay. Bit of confusion there, so ball didn't hit the ring, so it's a shot clock violation.
Well corrected in by the referees.
Just accepted his error there. So ball goes into Torini. Another All-Star 5 player. Finds Brani, who finds Addard. Lets it fly. Addard, 5 straight points. Copeland just throws it away, and it'll still be a Storm ball.
A lucky possession there.
A little bit of pressure here from the Coburg Giants. Copeland gets it over.
Great rub pick.
Finds Olivia Osborne. Sanders for three. Can shoot the three ball, Carly Sanders.
Great offensive rebound by Osborne too.
Sanders, hand off to Copeland. Hand off again. Copeland for three. Nothing. So 14-second reset for the Storm. I don't believe that should have been a 14 reset, but we'll take it. Single digits. So the Giants being disruptive on defense right now. Osborne trying to get to the ring. Needs to throw it up. Withers gets it off.
Got fouled.
And it'll be a foul.
There's a whistle.
For 2 shots. So the foul will be on number 2, Jenna Ryan. That'll be her first for the night. So Storm using all of the shot clocks so far this game, as Withers misses the first. Halfway through, just over halfway through the first quarter. Coburg up 8-4. Now 8-5. Withers makes the second. Ball goes to Naganda, who finds Ryan, looking to run the point. to Adard, who started off hot. Ball goes long. Legander with the rebound. Adard attacking the rim, gets her own rebound, but Withers picks the pass, and the Storm are out on trans.
Probably missed an opportunity to seal in transition there, Ash Withers.
Massive mismatch here up the top. Carly Sanders playing on off. Ash Withers with a fantastic pass to Gemma Morrison. Just notice there's a massive mismatch for Carly Sanders.
Yeah, well, that's the difference when you've got the two forwards out there too. If you're not getting hurt on penetration, you can try and look to expose that.
Be interesting to see who Lucy Howard's coming in for. Is Coach Smith going for a massive lineup as Brainley lets it fly. Morrison, obviously experienced in this youth league division. Copeland.
There it goes. There's that mismatch you're talking. Yep.
Sanderson, I nearly called her Sanderson. Now, we saw last week, and I watched a little bit of their game last week, and I noticed that they double-teamed Carly straight away under the ring. So they double-teamed the league MVP, as we see sub Lucy Howard checking in for the first time tonight. Ash Withers having a break. They double-team her straight away under the ring. Yeah,
and it was a high-side front as well. So it'll be interesting to see what adjustments Storm make to try and give Carly those touches while at the same time making them defend something different. So obviously at the start of the game, Ash Withers going inside, there's changed that dynamic a little bit. But now Lucy Howard comes in. It'll be interesting to see whether they go towards her or whether they switch Carly back in there and see if they can find a different angle to enter the ball.
Lucy Howard, stretch four, I'd say. Can shoot the three ball very well. As Adard tries to use a screen, but Osborne does a great job on D. And it's a turnover for the Giants. So still that applied pressure by the Giants. Osborne gets through it, straight into Howard, to Morrison, who finds Copeland in the corner. Straight into Howard again. So they've doubled her. It'll stay with the Storm.
Block shot.
So 7 seconds on the shot clock here. Out to Sanders. Osborne throws it up. Oh, wow. Olivia Osborne.
Tough hit on the end of the shotty.
That wasn't even a good shot for him. I reckon she shot that with two hands there.
That was getting it away before the clock expired.
Allard from the corner. Hits the front of the rim. Can't convert. Carly Sanders comes up with another rebound.
So there's one adjustment against the full court pressure already. Is using that rub screen in the backcourt just to try and force the guard under or over to create some space for the point guard.
As there's just a poor bounce pass there by Copeland.
Yep.
So 4 minutes to go. Storm up 11-8. Need to win this one. So Ryan on the three-point line. Splits the gap, gets her own rebound. Naganda under to get her rebound. Adard trips, stumbles, can't convert, and the Storm out. That's the pass that Coburg are looking to make teams do. That's what gets Coburg all their points like that. They look to force that cross-court pass.
There's a poor pass by Cope on that one.
As Howard got a massive mismatch, finishes under the ring. Such a dominant force, not only in Youth League, but in Division 1 women. And might I add, she's 16 years old, playing Division 1 women against some of the best women in the state.
Had some really big games there too. She would have 15 and one night at 23, 24 points. So very capable of scoring at all levels, particularly in that kind of range.
Great defensive set there by the Bellarine Storm, and they come up with the stop.
Excellent battle on the glass there between Sanders and Naganda.
That'll be one to watch. Just notice that Coburg's other big, number 14, Eve Bazanella. Lucy Howard finds Piper Copeland. She gets one. She's on fire.
Osborne on the O-board again.
Excuse me. Oh, Lucy Howard. Wow. One-handed finish.
That's a third offensive rebound for Osborne already in the first 7.5 minutes here. She's been really active on the glass.
I think the key here for the Storm, they knew the Coburg pressure was coming. They saw it last week and it scared them. I think this week they're a bit more prepared. They know what's coming.
Well, it's a big key to the game, isn't it? It's looking after the ball through that and then creating off the back end. So again, this will be one of those nights where like some of your playbook stuff may not be as effective for either team because there's going to be a bit of a few nerves and a lot of defensive pressure that might take you out of that. So it'll be about who makes the best decisions.
Ryan with the mid-range pull-up. Can't convert, and Copeland comes up with the rebound. Back to Copeland, to Osborne as they pass through the press with ease. Howard's on the ring. She got the mismatch. Osborne for three, gets fouled. Bang! Olivia Osborne with the three ball from deep, and she'll go to the line for one more, and the crowd here loves it. And that'll be a timeout for the Coburg Giants. So Olivia Osborne just turns it on as we're just waiting for was it 2 or 3?
I believe it's a 3.
Three.
Yep. 3's gone up on the scoreboard.
So
well, hang on.
I think it's a 2.
2's gone up.
We'll wait and see. We'll give you an update. But no, it's a 3. But the Storm up and about right now, as there's a bit of confusion at the moment, but we'll wait and see. The Storm up and about right now. So
yeah, well, Osborne's been huge so far. She's out to 8 points and 5 rebounds and 2 assists already in the first quarter. She's come out of the blocks really quickly to give the Storm a bit of a jump start here. I think that was might have been Naganda's second foul on that too. So little change coming for Coburg obviously there. They'll probably try to look to protect that. Well, our stat system seems to be showing something a little different. We'll catch that one up in a minute. Yeah, but good start this one from Storm. Last time Coburg got out of the blocks quickly and it was chasing tail a lot of the night. So a little bit of a different start tonight, and see if Coburg can manage to get back in the game and make a contest of it like Bellarine did last week. So nice start for the home team.
So as we get started again, minute and a half to go here in this first quarter in what's been an interesting start to the match. Olivia Osborne just hit the 3. And she can't convert the free throw. But it'll be a turnover from some applied pressure there by Olivia Osborne. And the Storm will have a chance to take this lead to double digits early in the game. Emily Benson. Oh.
Clear targeting the inside there, though, aren't they? Just taking that mismatch in. That'll be a foul.
Adard hits the deck. Foul on Lucy Howard. Now, that'll be her first. Now, might we add, we had a bit of a scare last night, Tim. Old Emily Benson here. She had a bit of a tumble.
Yeah, it was playing in the under-18s last night in their semi-final, and had a bit of a fall and was concerned about her knee, but she's obviously come up and suited up to play tonight. So
great close out
good enough to go
by Olivia Osborne to get long, and it'll be a Storm ball. So as there's just a bit of a discrepancy between the score and the stat sheet. So
yeah, I'm sure we'll get that sorted out at quarter time.
Benson. Oh. Osborne trailing from all the way. Oh, no. As Olivia Osborne comes trailing down the court. And it'll be a foul. The crowd doesn't like it, but
the crowd reaction tells you what they think of that one, doesn't it?
There's plenty of Coburg fans here too, so
there is. It's
they're even
crowd.
Yeah. As she makes the second, so goes 1 from 2. 7-point deficit here. Oh. As just a bit of miscommunication there between the Bellarine Storm players. So the Coburg Giants will have a chance to cut the deficit even more coming into this first quarter break. Adard to inbound.
It's just been confirmed on there that shot from Osborne was in fact a 2.
Oh, okay. So Torini dribbling through. Graney.
Great
pick by
deflection again
Osborne
from
there.
Osborne.
So Osborne's up and about at the moment. 3 seconds on the shot clock here. Looks like they're running a bit of an oh, no.
Trying to get that up free in the corner again.
Oh, as Benson
shot
gets
clock
out
violation.
rebounded, but it'll be a shot clock. So great defense there by the Storm to recognise the ball was going to Adard. So 34 seconds here. As the peanut gallery just getting around the Smash FM down the corner. So Storm could go 2 for 1 here if they wanted to. As Emmy Benson passes it to Lucy Howard. Olivia Osborne.
Great job by Osborne again.
Great job on Trans D. And so Storm are off again. Lucy Howard goes to work.
And one.
Lucy Howard getting bumped all the way from the quarter court line, gets to the rim, and the foul will be on number 29. Jack, I believe that was on, I don't know who that was
19
on. 19 to Rainey. That'll be her second. So that's a big developing story. To Rainey, obviously their top scorer, 17 points a game, with 2 fouls early. Lucy Howard at the line for 2 to make this game double digits. Buries it.
Probably the last possession of the quarter here with 10 seconds to go.
As it's a turnover. So Erin Taylor comes onto the court for the last 10 seconds. Just struggled under the pressure there. So 6 seconds here.
And once again, that's Emmy Benson just in a nutshell, isn't it? That pressure on the ball, forcing little handling errors.
And I think that's what Coach Dave Smith uses for it as we count down the last 5 seconds. Olivia Osborne throws it up. Buries it!
Yeah.
Oh my God. Olivia Osborne right now is taking over this game. She's now, in that first quarter, has scored 9 points.
Had 5 rebounds, 2 assists and a steal as well. That's
might
a
I
massive
add
first.
that 5 of those points were late shot clock, just throw-ups.
Yep.
And a three-pointer that she got fouled on.
Yep. Yeah, it was an outstanding first quarter, and you're right, there's a couple of those were probably tough on the end of the clock, but credit where it's due to Coburg's defense for getting there and to Olivia for being able to get a shot up over that.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably don't want to be living off that for the whole night, but you take them when you get them.
Obviously, a pretty even spread for the Coburg Giants so far in terms of scoring. Ryan and Tarini on 3, Adard on 5. So no real big starters there, but we saw last week Brani had 22, Ryan had 14, Adard had 12. So these guys can really turn it up. And I don't think Bellarine can get comfortable right now. And I think that's a big thing Coach Smith will be talking about.
Yeah,
Do not get comfortable, stick to your guns, but you have to leave Olivia Osborne in. She's just a game changer right now.
She's on fire at the moment, yeah. And look, you probably look at the numbers for that quarter too, and Coburg's shooting percentage was pretty low there as well, so you'd expect that to come up a little bit at some point. But where the game was really hugely decided last week was Coburg's ability to score off turnover and then to pound the paint. So in the first quarter here, though, we've got a 6-4 advantage in the lane to Bellarine and a points off turnover scenario where Bellarine has an 8-2 lead.
Yeah. But I think that, like the Storm, after watching last week's game, they're a lot more composed in the press.
Yep.
They're not, because we saw last week in the press, they were just all out of control. They were throwing the ball. They were nervous. I think now they're locked in. They've had a week to just focus. So it's going to be an interesting second quarter. But as we look to get started, our lineups: Sanderson, Howard, Benson, Morrison, and Osborne for the Storm, and Brani, Taylor, Bazanella, Adard, and Connor for the Giants.
And expect Coburg to respond here. They're a good side. They'll make a play here at some point.
So it started. Storm ball. Osborne to Sanders, who finds Benson. Been a defensive pest so far this quarter. Into Lucy Howard, but the ball goes to Benson. Sanders. Osborne late in the shot clock. Osborne gets fouled. That'll be a foul on number 20, Jess Connor. That'll be her first for the night. Might we also add, both these benches go super deep.
Yep.
Like you look over at the Coburg bench, they go deep all the way down to 11-12. You look over at the Storm bench, they go deep through to 10. as Howard tries to force it through, gets her own rebound. Another offensive rebound, and it'll be a foul. So the Storm really punishing the Coburg Giants under the ring so far. That foul was on number 14, Eva Bazanella. That'll be her first, and for the first time tonight, we'll see Millie Sibley check in for Gemma Morrison.
I think you made a really relevant point there too, Hugh, about the depth of the benches, and I think that's probably one of the key reasons why both of these two teams are here. And when you're playing youth league divisions, you often have games where you've got players missing, where they might go up into your senior team, or you get injuries and illness this year, obviously coming off the back of the COVID year.
Yeah.
So having that depth plays a really important part to getting some of those close games and setting yourself up positionally for finals. I think both of these teams show that they have that depth, and that's, for me, one of the huge reasons why they're both here.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you look, obviously, numbers don't lie, as we see Bazanella do a fantastic spin move, but can't convert. Get her own rebound out to Connor.
Emmy Benson on the glass there.
Emmy Benson running the floor. Mizzy, and wow. Millie Sibley. Osborne finds Howard, who goes baseline, finishes. And so the Storm have just shook the Giants right now, out to 16 points.
Lucy Howard's up to 9 for the game as well.
Wow. 9.9 minutes to go still in this second quarter, as Connor lets it fly, and Sanders in for another rebound. How many is she up to, Tim?
She's
as
up to
Emmy
5
Benson's running the floor, and one. Emmy Benson gets the basket, and that's what she's good for. Emmy Benson's good for 5 minutes of just pesty defense.
So the last couple of minutes there of transition is the complete opposite of what we had last week. Coburg had that running for them in game one. It appears Bellarine's been able to create a bit of that.
We have a travel under the ring. Coburg were a lot more disruptive last week, though, from what I watched. They were very, very up in their grill on the press, as we see Adard check out and Ryan check in. And for the Storm, Benson checks out and Copeland checks in. So a little bit of applied pressure, but the press for Coburg was a lot more disruptive last week. They're very placid today, as Sibley goes to Howard. Osborne with a slow rip. That's her signature.
Oh, off the bank again, up to 11.
So, as there'll be a foul there on Piper Copeland, just for the hand check. So, that'll be her first, and we'll see.
What? No, just a sub.
Brunger.
Court announcer's throwing everybody off here.
Sorry, we had a substitution there. Number 30, Erin Taylor checking out, and Tarini checking back in. So Tarini on 2 fouls, 1 to watch here. To Ryan, guarded by Copeland. Tries to spin to the middle, steps through.
Really good counter move.
It'll be stay with the Storm. Stay with the Giants. 7 seconds here.
Nice creative footwork there from Ryan. Just needs to finish on the end of that.
In to
nice pass.
Sinovic. Too hard off the glass there, and it's a Storm rebound.
So we can see here Coburg's lineup's changed now to counter the size and work that Lucy Howard's been able to do inside. They brought a second big in as well.
Might we also add, I've noticed Carly Sanders hasn't been in the key much.
She's orchestrating outside a little bit, yeah.
So, Lucy Howard with the pass to Millie Sibley. And so the lead right now here at Storm HQ is out to 22 points in what looks to be a change of events, as Bazanella misses it off the front. But last week, Coburg won by 18 points at home. So this is definitely interesting here, as we have a Coburg inbound.
I think
from Connor. Rolls off the ring.
From a Coburg point of view, there's been probably 3 or 4 finishes so far that they would have expected to make, and that's probably contributed to some of that gap. So if they clean that up, I'm sure they'll be able to get a little bit more of a scoreboard run going.
Downhill finds Osborne, who has just been a hot hand all night, as the whole bench was up then. But Ryan, defensive player of the year, but a very good guard as well, tries to split the gap, and Copeland's on the ball.
An excellent contest again from both girls.
And it's an interesting match here. So bit of tension between both teams. Obviously, both teams know what's...
Referee discussion going on.
Both teams know what's on the line here.
Jump. So definitely a jump ball, I believe.
I believe they're just discussing what happened after the jump ball. And it'll be a Storm ball.
Oh, no, it's an 8-second backcourt.
Oh, wow.
They've just taken a peek at the shot clock down at 15 there, and the refs have looked at that and gone, that's more than 8.
All right, so Lucy Howard having a break as well. So Ash Withers checking back in. Sibley to inbound. Copeland to Osborne. Copeland, Sanders finds Withers inside to Sibley, who lets it fly. Osborne doesn't get the board. Tarini comes up with it. Tarini running the court. Sanders gets a good D.
Yeah, finally got one to roll. Dan, you're looking at finishing there, but they managed to clean that one up and get away with that. But that's been something pretty important in creating this lead here. I think Coburg hasn't quite converted some opportunities.
Storm need to stay calm here. Obviously, there's a lot of noise now here from the Coburg fans. So, as we see a substitution for... Nope, we won't have a substitution. So, this game has definitely turned up a notch. Ryan. Screens, mid-range jumper. Can't get it to fall.
Another
Sanders
rebound,
in there for another rebound. So, Osborne, oh, so crafty. Oh, wow. Olivia Osborne is just taking over this game and showing why she's one of the best young talents in Youth 2.
He's up to 13 so far, Osborne.
Sibley does a great job on D. Connor for 3. Bang!
Good hit. Nice shot.
Connor answers back.
Very important make there to try and hold some momentum for Coburg.
Copeland finds a cutting Carly. Oh, no. Stop it. As the ball falls off with his hands, Sanders can't convert but gets her own rebound. That is why Carly is so prolific. She fights for her own board. She fights for her second chance points.
It's second and third efforts, isn't it? And that's actually something like Coburg did this really well last week and have competed well tonight too. Like right now, this lead's not through a lack of effort. There's just been a little bit better execution on the Bellarine end at the moment. And we've got a timeout of the Storm.
I've just noticed the spectators down the end are getting up and about. So the old faithful here down at Bellarine Storm are loving it. But, I mean, how interesting to think that last week Coburg just had, nearly said Cry Bay, had Bellarine just not knowing what to do. Dave Smith just stuck, and now it's flipped.
Well, that's the beauty of a 3-game series, I think. Like, particularly the youth league divisions, like you've got some very good players here, but they probably haven't played that level of senior basketball yet where you can do the same things consistently night in, night out. So there's always little bits you can adjust. It looks like there's been a few adjustments for the Bellarine group so far that has led to a nice start. That doesn't take anything off Coburg here. I think they've still got plenty of time they can adjust and get back into this. They wouldn't want it to get too much further away, but there's still plenty of time.
Interesting point here. I've just noticed Sienna Quinlan has not entered the game yet. Now, she was very quiet last week against the Giants. Second top scorer for them. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think this appears to be one of the adjustments they've made. Is that last week and through a lot of the year, Quinlan's played in the 4 spot, and they seem to have brought in another genuine big just to try and get some extra size on the glass this week. And that was a big problem last week at Coburg, so that appears to be one of the matchup adjustments so far from Bellarine.
So, Storm, Osborne finds Copeland, lets it fly, bang, that's a rattler. Piper Copeland opens her scoring account for the night. And the Coburg Giants look to answer back quickly. Connor putting the moves on Sanders. Finds Torini. Bang! Jacqueline Torini.
Straight back at you, basically.
Answers back. And a great defense there by Torini.
Excellent effort by Torini to be disruptive on that one.
That's what the Giants need, I think. They just need to be disruptive on the press.
Yep.
As Dave must have heard us, Coach. Oh, I wonder what the photographer's doing down on the baseline. I hope he's all right.
If anyone can see that on the camera when it turns down, it's a very interesting position for a photographer down there under the basket.
He's getting the angles, as they would say. Sienna Quinlan's checked in. Dave Smith must have heard us. Known for her 3 balls from that range. Stop it. Oh. But Sienna Quinlan, unlike many three-point shooters, can't shoot from the three-point line. She has to shoot from further back.
Nice transition play again from Coburg off a good rebound at the other end from Basnella.
Torini stringing together a few possessions. Quinlan finds Copeland, who finds Osborne. Storm just moving the ball around, being patient as Withers gets a great seal, but gets the ball back. Copeland.
Having a violation, yep.
Bit of a just rushed error there from Piper Copeland. Trying to force the scoop, as we'll see a substitution for the Giants. It'll be Vasilina and Sinkovic out, and Naganda and I didn't see who the other one was.
Mackenzie
Brainy in. So Torini passes it back to Brainy. Torini gets bumped by Quinlan on the way, and she'll head to the free throw line.
Torini's last couple of minutes here have been a bit of a game changer for Coburg. She's getting a lot more aggressive going downhill. She's getting that catch off the horns action and then attacking the rim. So that's something Bellarine might want to keep an eye on, because it's starting to impact the game a little bit now.
Still 19-point margin here, but Coburg just slowly chipping away right now. Torini misses the first.
And she's up to 8 for the game, Torini. So
Coburg have had the last 5 points. Torini airballs the second.
Not an easy end to shoot at down there with that parochial home crowd at that end of the floor, though.
Not. So, bit of great pressure there.
Another good deflection from Torini.
So Torini proving instrumental here late in this second quarter. Still 3 minutes to go. But ball inbounded to Sibley. Quick crossover. Finds Quinlan to Morrison. Copeland into Withers, who finds Quinlan. They're going to have to get a shot off. Quinlan.
Great finish.
Finishes. That's a Quinlan special, the scoop. Goes under arms, but as we see Ryan pushing the floor, Torini running as well. So Ryan finds Adard, who started hot. Hasn't found it again.
Nice look again for Coburg, though, just missed.
There's that pressure again from Coburg, forcing a turnover.
That's something Jenna Ryan does very well too. She's very creative at getting into the lane and opening up shooters. Just a classic example there of getting Adard open. Just unfortunately, Coburg didn't go down, but it was a very good shot again.
That's why she's in the All-Star 5, Tim.
Absolutely. And Defensive Player of the Year as well. She's had an outstanding season.
So two-way guard.
Yep.
But so the press still here for Coburg, as Withers nearly travels there.
Yes.
But they get through. Quinlan tries to split the gap. It'll be on the baseline before the shot. The foul will be on number 3. No, number 2, Jenna Ryan. That'll be her second for the night. So, and Coach Dave Smith going to call a timeout just to talk to the troops. Obviously, I know for a fact Coach Dave Smith does not like going home with tie-outs.
It'd probably be a chance just to draw one up on the baseline too, as the half's about to expire and one in the bank. But in the last couple of minutes, Coburg's been able to settle the game down a little bit. So Torini's been outstanding with her lift and energy, being able to get downhill and be disruptive on the defensive end. And Ryan started to get her feet in the paint again to open a few shots up. Might just be a matter now of a little bit of finishing It's a 21-point margin now, but a few of those shots start to go down. That could narrow up.
Yeah, I think we saw in the sort of past 5 minutes, they've gotten some good looks. They're taking good looks. We saw a 3 from Haddad there, which was a great look off, some great ball movement. And they're just, like you said, some finishing under the ring, and they're still in this game. So, but I think Coach Borg will be looking just to finish this half and just put it behind them and just try not to let this game blow out. Obviously, Storm are really good at just opening up a game quick succession.
Yeah, so, well, like a key number here for Coburg to go with that finishing is they're 4 for 9 from the 3-point line, but 4 for 23 from 2-point range.
Yeah.
And you'd expect a lot of those 23 are probably in the paint. So it's just conversion around the basket.
So as we look to get started here, ball goes into Withers to Sibley, who finds Copeland. Oh, what a draw up by Coach Dave Smith. Can't go, and Brani comes up with the rebound.
Great tough rebound too from Brani there.
So a bit of applied pressure here by the Storm. It's picked. It's balls in disrepute.
Excellent effort from Torini.
Quinlan,
probably got away with a foul
there. So just a bit of jungle ball right now.
Coburg crowd
as
Torini. They thought of that too. Well done, Torini again, just following up.
She'll be the game changer here, Torini, as Withers just gets one on Naganda and blocks her. And so Coburg up and about right now. So Storm just needs to slow it down here. Coburg have the momentum.
Yeah, it's that lift and energy we're talking about, wasn't it? Just a couple of really nice plays on the D end from Coburg to get out in transition.
Crowd getting involved as well for the Coburg, so it could be a battle of the crowd here. Obviously a fair few people from the men's game hung around. Sibley puts it off her foot but gets it back late in the shot clock. And it'll be a travel.
So as that pressure's starting to come on here, you can see a little bit of over-dribble situation with Bellarine. So this is a really good lift from Coburg's defense.
So Sibley got the job on Torini, who's been the game changer for the Coburg Giants so far. So into Brani, who goes up on Quinlan, but Quinlan gets a block. So the pressure here immense by the Giants.
Got to get this over, be close to an 8. Oh, just made it.
Oh, they're just forcing it. So 50 seconds here. Coach Tim calling for a sub.
Yeah, I'll be making a couple of adjustments now. That was me on the bench. Just try and get a bit of composure back in the game again.
As Millie Sibley puts the pressure on. Quinlan cuts off the drive. Naganda at the top. Tries to go at Withers. 3 ball from Connor. That would have been huge. As Withers comes in, picks the ball. Quinlan pushing the floor now. Finds Morrison over on the far side. Bit of a wayward bounce. Withers got the mismatch. Morrison, 3, bang! That's a big 3 for the Storm, just to ice the pressure, but Torini's coming right back at them. Finds Connor, who's 3-point shooter herself, can make them pay. Torini to Connor. She'll bury that. Oh, Naganda, rebound, inside, and Haddad puts it in on the buzzer. And so at half-time, what an interesting game it's been so far. 45-27, and not the Giants, the Storm have a lead, but the Coburg Giants are coming at them right now.
Yeah, there was a bit of a rally there in the late second quarter, wasn't there, led by Jacqueline Torini. Definitely momentum of the game changed. You can tell once a bit of that energy got back into the game from Torini, and the crowd started to go on Coburg end as well. So we've got a good crowd on both ends of the floor here, helping both teams out, and you can tell both teams are responding to that. Like, the work rate's incredible at the moment from both teams. And
I think both teams understand the significance of this game. Like, Bellarine want to take this to a game 3 tomorrow here. Their home court, they're undefeated at their own court. Coburg obviously want to win this and get this over and done with, but at the moment the Storm have got them covered.
Yeah, well, most of it was the start in the first couple of minutes in that second quarter. The game evened up a little bit towards the last 5 minutes of it. But Olivia Osborne out of the blocks was outstanding, and Lucy Howard also put a lot of points in early. But as we said for Coburg, the response came from Tarini and then Ryan getting the key a little bit. A nice little finishing touch there from Emiliata just to get a couple leading into the half-time break. Just to keep that under 20 and just breathe a bit of life into Coburg's game.
Yeah, so as we look to take a quick break here at half-time, the Bellarine Storm up 45-27. We'll be back in about 5 minutes here at Storm HQ. Good evening and welcome back to Storm HQ here in Drysdale, Victoria, Geelong, in what's been interesting match in the Youth League Women's 2 Grand Final Series, Game 2. Obviously, Game 1 went to Coburg, who won by 18 points, but the margin here at half-time is 18 points to the Storm. So we've seen a massive change in events.
Yeah, it was just a jump start this time for Bellarine that Coburg had last week, and so far Coburg haven't been able to quite answer to square that up like Bellarine did last week, but then Coburg ran away with it again at the end of the game. So, look, I'm expecting this quarter for Coburg to come out pretty aggressively and see if they can create some turnover and a bit of transition ball again like they had in the last couple of minutes. And look, if they can do that, there's still plenty of time to bring that gap back. It's not a game-winning gap at this point.
No, and I think the Storm, that would have been a big message in the half-time break.
Yep.
For Coach Smith to not get comfortable. They want to probably blow this game out, just finish it. Storm, obviously, throughout the season, the third quarter has been their best quarter.
Yeah.
Coming out of the halftime break, it's either they blow the game out or they can sort of drop it a little bit. So it shall be interesting.
Yeah, well, it's a really important quarter, isn't it? Like, you hear the classic cliche of the third quarter being a premiership quarter, but I mean, in this game, it's going to be crucial. If you go in 18 up at three-quarter time, it's going to be pretty hard to get back. So this is a quarter Coburg really needs to respond in. And if it goes the other way to Bellarine in the fourth quarter, it's going to be a very tough one for Coburg to get back out of it.
Yeah, we obviously saw in the sort of last 5 minutes there, Torini really turned it on for the Giants, and it'll be interesting to see if what the Storm do to target that and slow her down. But as we get started here, lineups: Copeland, Morrison, Osborne, Howard, and Sanders for the Storm, and Addard, Torini, Ryan, Naganda, and Brainy for the Giants. So as we just wait for shirts to be tucked in. So fairly decent crowd here. We obviously had a men's game beforehand, but a heap have stayed around, and Coburg have brought a heap too. But Coburg to inbound here. Naganda, Addard. Step through. Can't convert, but Naganda's in there to get the rebound. Can't convert under the ring, and the Storm are off.
Howard in transition again.
Running the floor. Wow. Great start there by Lucy Howard. So points are good. The foul will be on number 15, I believe. Yep, number 15, Emily Addard. That'll be her first.
So far, foul trouble doesn't appear to be a problem for anybody.
No.
Storm only got ones, and Coburg's got Ryan, Torini, and Naganda on two. So no huge issues for anyone at the moment on that end.
As there's just a bit of confusion here on the baseline. I think they called two. But Howard for the M1. Misses. Brani comes up with the rebound. Ryan to push the floor. Osborne. Addard. Attacks to Torini. Torini for three. Splash. So Torini really being the pivotal point here for the Giants as we see that applied pressure.
Yeah, here comes that extended pressure again.
Morrison gets stuck. Carly. Piper. So Howard, who attacks the rim again.
An offensive foul.
Yep. So offensive foul there on Lucy Howard. That'll be her second. And it'll just be a warning on Lucy Howard for slamming the ball. So deficit still 17 points. Torini making a difference in this game so far. Addard back to Torini. Torini finds Addard for three. Comes off the back of the iron. Storm come up with the board. Copeland finds Morrison, who finds Sanders under the ring. diving Osborne was there. But they kick it out to Howard, who kicks it to Copeland. Sanders from the corner. Brani with the rebound. Howard has to be careful there. She could have got another foul. Naganda, oh, you can't leave her open.
Great rebounding effort by Naganda there.
Tarini.
She's starting to get very active on the O-boards now too.
Great wall up there by Carly Sanders. Stop Brani from scoring. Osborne, back to Copeland. Back to Osborne, mismatch inside. Howard, off the glass, can't convert. And Tarini's out to the races. So is Adard, who throws it too hard off the backboard. Oh, wow. Throws it off the backboard to Adard, I believe, came in. No, sorry, Tarini.
Finished that, yeah.
So margin back down to 15.
Tarini's up to 15 for the game now too.
As the Coburg crowd making heaps of noise now. Morrison over dribbling. Oh no.
Gimme on the O-board.
Great touch there. As there's a bit of back and forth between the crowds. This could get interesting. So
it's an interesting
Tarini,
tactic, isn't it? When you come away and you make a lot of noise to support your team like that, whether you get the home crowd even more into it.
Tarini again.
Great shot.
Oh, wow.
She's on fire at the moment.
So she's going to need to be one that the Storm need to shut out. They can't keep letting her score. She's up to 18 points now. Into Howard. Steps through with the mismatch. Got doubled.
Need to cut her. So what you're starting to see now is a Storm going into the post, but the cutting action's not happening on the other side. So Coburg's able to successfully
Ryan
double.
with the fancy
Nice
footwork.
move.
Coach Dave Smith just going to call a timeout just to calm the troops. And so this game's just turned up the tempo a little bit, back down to 12 points off the back of some Tarini magic.
Yeah, she's her last couple of minutes, well, second quarter and last couple of minutes have been excellent. She's dragging them back in this. 7 of 9 from the field at the moment, shooting the ball super effectively. 5 rebounds, 2 assists and 2 steals to go with it. I mean, the hard thing is here, like normally you get a bit of momentum like that and you'd think that'd create a lead, but there still is a little gap in the game. So if that does get answered, it'll open back again. So Coburg's got to keep at this.
Yeah.
Like, they've done a good job so far this quarter to peg it back a couple of another 6 points, but they're going to need to go a little further again still by three-quarter time, I think.
And I think Coach Smith will be talking about Tarini scored their last 8 points.
Yep.
So she's the one that they've got to target. They've got to stop her. So if you're Coach Dave Smith, who are you throwing at Tarini and what are you throwing at her?
I think I'd go with a defender that can really compete with her and potentially with a bit of length. Don't be surprised if you see a little bit of a tactical adjustment here and a bit more close attention paid. It wouldn't surprise me if that happened now. But we'll see. He'll come out with something, I'm sure. But I'm sure Tarini's going to keep challenging it either as well. So her energy level's right up at the moment. So
that just shows why she's an all-star 5. So Coburg dropped off on the press, straight inside for the Storm. Withers finds Morrison, who's already hit one tonight. Bit flat. So it'll be a foul on Withers. That'll be her first for the night, pardon me. So nervous times here for the Storm. Obviously more on the line for these guys than the Coburg Giants. Need to win to play tomorrow.
starting to see lots of right-hand penetration again from Coburg, which is a bit of an issue that the Storm faced last week too. So Coburg's got that game going again.
And so intensity here has just picked up another level. Coburg are on now. Brani. Tarini again just in there, getting every rebound. And the Storm have just got to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, just needs some composure. Coburg's on a good run here. They've got their energy up.
Withers finds Osborne with a fantastic spin move.
Left it short. Great hustle by Sanders. Jump ball.
And it'll be a Storm ball still. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Sanders into Morrison. Gets the unlucky bounce. Goes up again and finishes. Just what the Storm needed, just to kill the momentum. But they need to do a good job on defense here. Osborne's got the matchup on Torini. Adard, bang! Just silences the crowd here. Osborne into Sanders, who gets fouled. Oh. Sending Sanders to the line for 2.
Haddard's second foul.
So Sanders at the line for 2. This might be good for the Storm just to slow the momentum a little bit. Misses the first.
It's almost like a college-style crowd here, isn't it? Like both ends of the floor are up and about.
It's very loud in here. Sanders makes the second. I see a substitution here. So Eliza Howe checking in for the first time tonight for Gemma Morrison, who's put in some good minutes. So Ryan.
This might be a defensive job here, I think.
Yep, I think you might be right. As Ryan just dribbles through the press. Osborne tries to stop Torini, but she beats her to the ring. And Copeland to Howe. Poor, sorry. Osborne, great decision there to just slow the play. Copeland to Withers, who finds a cutting Eliza Howe.
Nice.
Poor. Oh, great ball movement here by the Storm. Great ball movement here by the Storm. Oh.
Good action, just didn't quite get the finish. Game's gone up a gear this quarter.
So 4 minutes to go. Oh, Torini with a mismatch. Nearly steps out of court. Poor guarding Adard. Goes at the ring. And the game now down to 8 points. So Storm need a change here. Obviously, Torini is smothering them under the ring. Maybe it's worth playing a zone.
Yeah, I'd be thinking some kind of change-up here because all the damage at the moment's being done off penetration and the threes have come off an on-ball screen or a kick-out. So I'd be thinking of something that can take them out of that action right now.
Osborne, floater, buries
Tough
it.
finish again. Tough finish.
So Ryan trying to force it through Copeland. Bit of mutual respect there between two players. See Coach Dave Smith's gone for the face guard on Jenna Ryan. So, as I can't read Tim's handwriting, but I believe that says no trans.
So I think what you're starting to see now, Coburg is starting to get some speed in the game with the full court. From a coaching perspective here, if I was coaching the Storm group, I think I'd probably be slowing the game down, dropping back into a quarter-court off a score, just to try and stop that number advantage in transition, see if you can pack the key in a little bit.
Back in the Withers, who finds Carly Sanders on the three-point line, thinks about it, off to Osborne. Oh, comes off the back ring. Coburg come up with the rebound. Trading points now, Brani to Torini.
Offensive rebounding becoming a problem against the Storm here.
Torini with just a one-handed finish.
Coburg's now up to 14 offensive rebounds.
So the Coburg crowd making heaps of noise here. It's almost deafening as there's 2.5 minutes here to go. Withers finds Howe. Oh, gets to the basket for 2. That foul will be on number 15, Emily Adard. That'll be her 3rd for the game. And she'll get subbed out for number 20, Jess Connor.
And Benson in for Copeland as well for Bellarine.
Good matchup here, so it'll be interesting to see if Benson goes to Torini.
Nice cutting action from Eliza Hall there too, off that post catch, just to give a different look.
Oh, makes it first. Makes, jinxed it. Withers,
that's an unlucky one.
Wow, unlucky there for Ash Withers.
Second foul.
So that'll be her second, and we'll see Howard check in. And Withers will check out.
It's just going to be one of those environments, I think, where it's whichever team can keep their head the best might be the one that gets out of this.
Crowd's definitely going to play a big part of this game. Naganda to Ryan. Guarded by Benson.
This place is absolutely rocking.
Howard guarding Brani to Connor. Late in the shot clock here. Connor gets the shot off. Too long, but Ryan comes up with the rebound. Sanders with the rebound. So they're smothering Sanders right now. But Howard running.
Great job, Tarini.
And so Sanders is going to have to. Great D-trans there by Benson. May have been to fend off there. And it'll be a foul. So it'll be Storm ball.
Got number 20, Jess Connor, that one, her second.
So Osborne just controlling the pace. Poor into Howard, diving, finds Benson, finds Osborne. Osborne with the step back, stop it.
That's long.
As the crowd would have gone off their nutter. So minute 20 to go here. Coburg down by 9. They have the momentum. Connor, oh wow. With the 3 in Carly Sanders' face.
That's Coburg's 8th 3 out of 17 attempts. So that shooting's bringing them back a bit at the moment.
Hoare finds Sanders under the ring.
Find.
Great transition play there by the Storm. So Brani thought about it. Out to Naganda, who falls.
A foul on Howard.
And it'll be a foul on Lucy Howard, just her third. So 45 seconds left.
Her first trip to the line for Naganda. She's got 8 rebounds tonight. She's done a very good job on the glass too.
Makes her first. Makes the second. So the Storm here can go 2 for 1 if they want. Sanders inside. Howard to Osborne. Sets a pick. Osborne gets the rack. Gets fouled.
Yep. Third on Ryan.
Which will see her subbed out. So Coach Joe Borg not looking to risk it late game here in this third quarter, as we see number 30, Aaron Taylor, check in. And we'll see Carly Sanders have a quick break. Sienna Quinlan check back in. So big free throws here for Olivia Osborne. Makes the first. Makes the second. 2 big free throws there. So 31 seconds left. Apply pressure here from the Storm. As they
Foul on Benson, that'll be bonus. She called? There's a second follow-up whistle on this.
So the first foul will be a personal foul on Emmy Benson, and then we'll have a technical foul on Emmy Benson. So interesting change of events here. I didn't see anything severely dramatic from Emmy Benson there.
Yeah, hard to tell without seeing it, but I think one of the hard things is when you get an environment like this when emotions are running high too, you just got to be a little cautious of what you add into. And the foul was obviously there, the first one, so no problem with that.
But
But hey, unless there was something we didn't see, like there could have been something behind that play as well.
Made.
Hard to tell from here.
So Naganda makes 1 from 2, and it'll then go to Connor to shoot 2 free throws. So 24 seconds here. Makes the first. Makes the second. Big free throws there for Coburg. Now down to 5 points. They have a chance here to make it a one-shot game coming into the fourth quarter. Into Brani. Back over to Connor. Sorry, Taylor to Connor to Brani. Out to Tarini. She's going to have to get it off. She does. Wow. And so Storm have not long to get a shot off. 3, 2, Osborne special. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a game.
Outstanding third quarter there from Coburg. I mean, that was a 29-14 frame. So, as we said, third quarter would be a big one here for them to get back in it, and they've well and truly done that, so now we have a game.
So, obviously, Tarini is just punishing the Storm right now up to, obviously, I don't think our stats are right at the moment, but...
I believe she's up to 20, so there's a couple of free throws still to go. Oh, no, 22.
There we go, it's updated now.
Again, had a couple of free throws there as well. But, yeah, like, again, you knew Coburg was a quality side and they were going to fight, and that quarter they absolutely did. So, it went from being a game that, well, could have been out of reach at three-quarter time to being absolutely game on now. So, yeah, we've got an interesting fourth quarter.
We have, but... Obviously, Olivia Osborne continuing to show why she is such a fantastic player. Up to 17 points and 6 rebounds, 4 assists. So it is going to be a cracking fourth quarter here. If you coach Dave Smith, what's the chat about in the huddle?
Oh, I think your key thing is just making sure you're getting clean shot. Just making sure you're getting clean looks, but also on the defensive end, you've got to start containing the penetration somehow. Because that's been absolutely killing Bellarine at the moment. It's like a lot of long closeouts, a lot of downhill stuff where they're getting on the free throw line or creating shots for shooters by collapsing the defense. Now, so that was a problem last week as well, and that's where Coburg was very good. And they have been again in that third quarter.
I've just noticed, nothing to be worried about at the moment, but we'll keep an eye out on it. Tarini was just getting a quick rub down there by one of the assistant coaches. Looked like she was getting some heat cream or some cold gel into the calf, and so that'll be one to watch. She's on the court obviously right now.
No, she's played huge minutes. She's played 28 or 30 minutes so far too. So.
As there's a bit of dirt on the court, it looks like.
Something on the court there, yeah.
So we'll just wait for that. But I mean, this is going to be a cracker to finish off with.
Corner now just trying to get the home fans back up and about here to match some of the energy brought by Coburg. So I think what you're going to see now, when you get a close game in a fourth quarter like this, it's going to come down to who's prepared to make the plays.
My question is right now, why is Carly Sanders mopping the court? She's playing.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Where's our game commissioner? Who is our game commissioner?
I don't know where Steve is. He's fighting around somewhere, I'm sure.
He's over the back but doesn't have the vest on.
Not sure what's happening here. I mean, whether it's a bit of water on the court or...
Well, I don't know.
It's a couple of spots, but was it? Bit of filler music in the background there just to entertain everybody who are waiting for the mop-up duties to be done.
Surely we get some compensation points here for cleaning the court. It's great to see the Coburg players helping out.
It's just lowered the energy in the building a little bit too. So Not sure what, whether there's been a spill or there's something coming through, I don't know, but seems to be a bit of work being done down there. Anyway, we'll get ourselves ready for this fourth quarter coming up. And again, I think it comes to one of those ones now when you've got such a close game like this. It could be who's brave enough to make plays and who actually executes down the stretch.
I think it's that, but it's also who can keep a level head. Obviously, the crowd is playing a big part in this game. It's who can stay a level head, who can keep their head, who can not worry about the crowd, who can ice the crowd out, and it might also be a game of free throws.
Potentially, absolutely. You'd expect when the energy gets high in the last quarter too, there's probably going to be a bit of scrappy stuff, and there potentially will be a lot of bonus. So it's going to be, everyone's going to have to be on their game for both teams. The referees are going to need to be awake here too, because absolutely anything could come up in this last 10 minutes. It's been a hell of a roller coaster so far, and I feel like we still have a little bit to go.
Piper Copeland just gets a bit of a round of applause there from the crowd. But we're finally getting underway. It'll be a Coburg ball to inbound into Brani. She's going to shoot it. But Torini's under the ring for the rebound. Osborne comes up with another rebound, and they're just smothering them on defense. It's Withers. Gets another foul, so that'll be a third. So Brani will step to the line for two.
It'll be her first trip to the line for the night too.
As Torini's cramping right now. So Torini's, she's not good right now, as they're just gonna, they're not gonna be able to.
Interesting to see what they do here, because they're probably not going to be able to get a sub in.
So she's really struggling right now.
And Osborne had a chance probably to attack her there and didn't take it.
So there's a massive mismatch on the court here. Oh, it's Osborne's missed that layup. And she's missed another one.
Missed an opportunity there, the Storm.
And Torini's struggling to get down the court. She's not good. I don't know whether she's cramping or she's actually hurt herself. Ryan finds Brani on the three-point line. It's off the backboard. They're going to have to stop the game here. They can't keep her on the court.
Might need a timeout.
Here we go. They'll stop it here. They'll stop it here. Here we go.
It's going to be Adard coming in for Torini.
So Torini was getting some work done at quarter time on it, and she got on and ran one play and then just wasn't good.
It's locked up, mate. It looks like it's a cramp, and look, for her sake, I hope that's what it is.
She's really struggling, so we'll keep an eye on that. Hopes and prayers go out to her. As there's just some advice coming from the referees back here.
The work they're doing there looks like it's a cramp.
Looks like it's a cramp. They're stretching it. So hopefully we'll see her in the spirit of the game, back in the game.
Yeah, she's been outstanding tonight, so it'd be a shame if the game was
Adard,
changed on that.
straight in. Oh. Sanders. Oh, that's the pass Coburg want them to make, as Osborne puts it around the back. And so big moments here in the game. Could be huge. As they just throw the ball away. Big moments here. This is where...
Up to 17 turnovers there too, Storm, yeah.
This is where the Storm need to capitalise. Coburg's main scorer not on the floor. That's another shot out from there. She hasn't made one from there yet tonight. Ryan finishing through hands.
Back to one.
There's Gander. Osborne finds Sanders to Morrison. Got Copeland in the corner. Withers looking to go to the block. Looking to get a seal. Gets fouled. Hits the deck. So Withers will head to the line for two. So it looks like it's just a calf over there. They're getting some pickle juice or some salt water into her. So she looks like she'll be all right.
That foul was on 25, Mackenzie Brani, her first, sending Ash Withers to the stripe.
So 2 shots here for Ash Withers. 50% so far tonight, 1 from 2. Misses the first. So 1 point game here, 8 minutes to go. Makes the second. So 2 point game. Very back and forth here for both teams. So Coburg don't want to come back to Bellarine on Sunday as Adard attacks the rim, gets a step through, doesn't convert.
Great board for Ash Withers. They're really strong on
And
the
so
challenge.
Storm are out and running. Morrison wants to get to the ring, finds Copeland, who lets it fly. Hasn't made one yet. Withers tries to get the rebound, taps it off. Copeland hasn't made, oh no, she's got 1-3 tonight. So top scorer for last week with 24. But Storm ball from the baseline. Find Osborne. Copeland. Jab step. Copeland again. This time just doesn't hit anything. It'll be a jump ball and it'll stay with the Storm again.
Once again, excellent effort there from Ash Withers, but also from the Gando on that hustle.
Yeah.
Loose ball on the ground and neither of them had any hesitation jumping on that.
And that just shows that both teams right now want it.
Absolutely. And it may come down to that at the end on a play or two who wants the ball more, and it looks like both are up for the fight. So
as Withers gets a great roll. Finish under the ring. Great seal there by Ash Withers. But Coburg Giants come straight back down the court. Ryan finds Connor on the three-point line. She buries it. Connor's had a night out tonight from the three-point line. Coming off the bench, 2 from 2. So, sorry, 3 from 5 now. So, now 1 point game, back into Withers. Gets the step through, finds Morrison. 3-point. No shot. Naganda comes up with the rebound.
So 9th of the night.
Connor looking to push the floor. Finds Brandy. This will be huge. Oh, wow. And so Coburg
with the lead.
Finds Osborne. Copeland's in the corner. Oh, wow. Rush ball here.
There might be a timeout coming here, I think.
Oh, no, as they both closed out too hard. So, 4-point game here. Still 6 minutes to go. Both teams really need this. Sanders wide open on the three-point line. This will be big. It looks good from the box.
Short. Hadar with a good board.
Oh.
Oh, turnover.
Sanders parked under the ring. She goes to work, finishes.
Converts.
Great finish there by Carly Sanders. So this game is going to be a cracking one. Like we said in the men's game, do not leave your screens, ladies and gentlemen. This right now, Coburg have a chance to win the championship.
Oh, steal
Storm
Palace. Oh.
have a chance. And it'll
Which way is that going?
It'll be a foul on number 25 for the Coburg Giants. So it'll be a Storm ball.
Mackenzie Brainey's second. Again, like, it doesn't look like foul trouble's going to be too bad here. Like, Lucy Howard, Ash Withers have 3 for the Storm. Jenna Ryan and Adard have 3 for Coburg, but that's it. So it's going to be down to a contest of who can get it done.
Worrying signs here for the Giants. Tarini's still on the floor. Looks like she's in a fair bit of pain, but the pressure is immense here by the Coburg Giants. So
Gemma Morrison, sorry, her first.
So Millie Seeley checking in for Olivia Osborne. So interesting times here. Close game, 2 points. Coburg's way. Storm were up by 20 points at quarter time. Connor, she's been on fire all night. Can't make it. Morrison comes up with the rebound. They're pushing the ball in trans. Morrison dribbles most of the court.
Travel.
Yeah, it'll be a travel. if you're Coach Smith, do you call a timeout now just to calm the troops? Or...
Coburg just
there we go.
Fine.
So Coburg just gave Dave Smith a free timeout. So interesting times here. So obviously developing news in this game. Torini currently on the bench, struggling with what we don't know whether is a cramp, but she can't. Looks like it's a cramp, but she can't get rid of it.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty nasty one. Just that foot's not straightening back up. So, look, I tell you what, if she gets back out there and here, it'll be a Herculean effort. But she's done a hell of a lot in this game to have Coburg back where they are with a lead. So
my question is, do you risk it all now, throw her out in the game, and then they lose, and then she comes and she can't play tomorrow, or do they rest her and hope that they can finish it now with the group that they've got?
Look, it's a really good question. I think, look, if you're going to throw her back in there, you need to know that she can actually capably go, because this could be one of those games where you can't afford to lock up on a cramp on a key possession that costs you a basket.
We saw it before. They nearly got 2 easy points.
Look, I think from here it's probably going to be on the teammates, I think. And to be honest, a couple of them have stepped up recently. Jess Connor's got going. Addard's been good. Ryan's been really solid. So they've still got plenty out there that can get the job done without her.
So we look to get started here. 5 minutes to go here in this Youth 2 Women Big V Grand Final Series. Coburg got the first game. They're leading in the second game by 2 points. Addard smothered by Morrison right now, but Bazanella there, but she travels. So Storm have a chance here to tie the game up, just slow it down a little bit. Bazanella obviously got the height on Carly Sanders. Copeland finds Morrison in the corner. Lucy Howard, been prolific this quarter. Millie Sibley gets a rebound, and it'll be a Storm ball. 14-second reset.
Good inside defense to get a block on that.
Baseline play here, finds Carly Sanders. Morrison, pop, stop. No, doesn't drop. The ball's on the floor. Coburg come away with it. Yep. Howard. Ryan going at the rim. Bazanella missed the mid-range. Sanders comes up with a rebound. Sanders going into point guard mode. They've got a run here. Lucy Howard gets blocked, and it's... Ooh. I think that might have come off Lucy Howard's knee.
I think potentially it did, but I think he's also may have looked at that as a potential foul on the rebound and just called an out of bounds to balance it.
Morrison coming around. Find Lucy Howard. There's probably a travel there.
Travel, yep. Great defense to get on the inside. You know, it's Brainy on that one's an excellent job.
As we see Naganda checking back in and Bazanella checking out. So 3 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Still a 2-point game here to Coburg. Addard finds Naganda. Oh, she hasn't shot one all night. This would be huge. Naganda thought she'd take it. Coach Borg's happy with it. So it's a bit of a battle of the crowds here as they can't get it in, but they'll get lucky here. It'll still be a Storm ball. So Carly Sanders has a mismatch inside right now. So she's bigger than Naganda, but Naganda's got her covered on the rebounding so far tonight. Sibley covered. Back to Copeland. Sibley into Sanders. No, she's going to go baseline.
Yes.
Had Sanders there, wide open. Addard controls the pace.
Well controlled in transition now. There's nothing on that one.
Ryan, guarded by Copeland. Out to Brani. Late in the shot clock. Addard from way
Huge, mate.
downtown.
Huge, mate.
She has to do her shoelace. This is big. This is big. Sanders missed an easy one.
Yep.
They have the numbers here. Coburg on a run here. Coach Dave Smith's going to go for a timeout.
Yep.
So with 2.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter of this game 2, Coburg currently leading by 7. Anything's possible.
It is, but I think like right now momentum's all Coburg. There's going to need to be a pretty significant change on this one now. I mean, like we've had we're up to 73 now, so it's a 46-21 second half. So I mean, if you can come and play like that, they've done an outstanding job to bring the lead back and get themselves in front here. And this is going to take a heck of a response to turn momentum here from the Storm.
Correct, but I think it's always anything's possible.
It is. Well, there's plenty of time still to go in the game. But what I think we need to see is if you're going to be able to chase a lead down when momentum's going against you and execution's going against you, you need someone to step up and make a couple of really big plays.
Yeah.
And it looks like so far the Storm offense has been really passive against an aggressive defense. And when you've got that kind of situation, you need someone to get on the front foot, because if the defense is dictating to you, you're going to find it hard to get 10 points here in the last few minutes. Yeah,
so as we look to get started again here, no changes to either lineup for both teams. 2.5 minutes to go. Presses back for the Coburg Giants. Tarini looks like she's walking better on the baseline, so that's good. Morrison gets stuck in the middle, but they get it over. Sibley travels there. Big moments here in the game. This will be huge. Oh, wow.
Probably didn't need it that early, but it's well cleaned up there.
As Sanders smashed
away with one on the O-board there.
That'll be a foul on number 15, Emily Addard.
Yeah, fourth.
Her fourth. And we'll see Osborne checking back in for Sibley. Great sub here, I believe.
Yeah, I think he needed to be. She's been the one that's kind of had most of the work done tonight. They've got him going early, so you're going to have to roll the dice with that again, I think.
As a face guard, Osborne, but she gets through. Copeland into Sanders, finds Morrison wide open. She needs to bury this. She can't. Sanders inside, drop steps, gets fouled. Nothing. Goes again, gets her own rebound, goes again. It'll be a baseline. So Storm need a couple of quick points here. Fouls on Jenna Ryan. That'll be her fourth. Osborne.
Bad turnover.
Also noticed Emmy Benson's coming in now, so they're going to throw everything they can at this game. Connor. Out to Ryan. Storm need to go right now, as just, I think the Storm have...
That might make it hard now. 9-point game. I think Coburg's done enough here. Really
still a minute and a half. Still a minute and a half. Copeland looking to get the open shot. Can't get it. Sanders. Osborne. Pop and stop. Magander. Great D there by Lucy Howard.
Nice job getting back.
Emmy Benson checking back into the game. And it'll be a timeout, Coburg. So in a dramatic change of events after a 20-point lead at half-time, Coburg Giants, with 5 seconds under a minute, are up by 9.
Yeah, their second half has been incredible. Like we said at half-time, we expected a response from a good side. We've certainly got that. And so far this half, and I think it's, well, if they score off this out-of-bounds play, it's probably a game-winning lead now.
Yeah.
But I think that ability to go up the floor again, put a heap of pressure on and be so super committed to it, it's been outstanding from Coburg post half time.
Yeah, and I think they've really a credit to Coach Borg, who's obviously been down by 20 points at half time. It would have been great to be in their chat and just hear what he had to say. Know that they were comfortable, and they've shown they've had a 30-point turnaround.
Yeah. Yep, it's just been really good execution, really great defense. It's been super disruptive and pressuring. And I think that's just been something very similar to last week. The Storm team hasn't handled overly well.
Yeah.
Well, this second half is very reminiscent of what Coburg dominated with in game one.
And I think that's what Coach Joe would have reiterated at. Remember what we did last game, that's what got us the win.
Yep, absolutely.
As we turn our attention back to the game, a score here may ice it. Nagander under the ring. Can't convert. Copeland with the rebound. They're going to need to go quickly. Nagander gets a steal. And it'll be a foul on Nagander. Carly Sanders will head to the line for 2. Now, my question is here to you, Tim.
Yep.
Make the first, intentionally miss the second.
I think you need the points. I think you've got to make these and then get your defense up the floor.
Grand final series, you've got 45 seconds. 3-point play. Possibly 4-point play, grabs the rebound, puts it back in.
I would still think you've got to try and make these. Just
Sanders
to get 2 on the board,
first.
try and get your defense set up the floor straight away, see if you can pick one.
All right. Sanders makes the second. Pressure's up now for the Storm. Benson guarding Ryan, who gets through, and it'll be a foul.
Third on Benson.
Emmy's third.
Probably academic at this point in terms of personal fouls, but yeah.
So
3 team fouls. There's still another one to go away from bonus yet, so I think they'll be pretty aggressive on this catch. It's a bit of an easy inbound, isn't it, really?
Giving him a lot of room as Osborne gets a pick. Emmy Benson. They find, Sanders on the 3-point line. This could be big.
No.
As Emmy Benson comes up with the board. Sanders gets fouled. Fouls on number 2. Oh, wow. This could be big. Fouls on number 2, Jenna Ryan. That's her 4th. So the Storm not out of it yet.
You got caught on 32, didn't it? It was announced as Nagander off the court.
Oh, yeah, okay, it's Nagander. Sorry, correction.
Still her 4th, though.
We're going to have a timeout here by Coach Borg. Smart timeout here.
It's Coburg's final timeout.
So
I'm sure about to see a ball advance.
Yep, 18 seconds left. Coburg up by 5. Bellarine need a pick off the inbound.
Absolutely. You have to be really aggressive here. And look, you've still got 1 to give, so if you go after it and you miss it, you kind of need that one anyway to be able to get it into a foul situation. So I think that's the call on this, is super, super aggressive on the inbound. See if you can go down, get a quick steal and try and pick one off. That's really, with 18 seconds to go, that's about the only chance you got. So I'm sure Coburg will be drawing something up here to try and get the ball in the floor to a good free throw shooter.
Yeah.
And hopefully, for their sake, if they get that, they'll go to the line and ice the game.
But yeah, obviously tailor the crowds as well. The Coburg crowd have been up and about all game.
Absolutely, been outstanding away support, hasn't it?
So crowd obviously makes a big difference. But the Storm crowd as well has gone right back at them.
The credit here to both clubs. Like, you've got so much support for a Youth 2 women's game. I mean, I've been coaching in this league for a long time, and I haven't seen many bigger crowds than this at any level, let alone a Youth League game. So credit to both groups for getting crowds down here and making this an incredible atmosphere.
So Coburg to inbound. They get it in. Benson up on the D. Just a loopy pass. Addard gets it in. 12 seconds left. And it's a pick. That'll be it, I believe.
Yep.
Benson's going to go after it, but I believe that might be game.
That's a game, mate.
Here. And so here at Storm HQ, your 2022 Youth League Women's 2 Grand Finalist winners. The Coburg Giants beating the Bellarine Storm 75-70 in a cracking, nail-biting game. Off the back of Torini, who didn't play
most of the last quarter
due to a calf cramp. But the Coburg Giants were just instrumental. They didn't let go. Obviously down by 20 at half-time. Didn't let that get into their heads, and yeah, it's shown.
Yeah, well, congratulations to Coburg. Like, I felt all year these were the best two teams in it, and they've clearly been the best team in the Grand Final series and absolutely earned it. So, I mean, from our club perspective, I know talking to Dave during the week, we always felt like someone would have to beat us on our home deck to get it, and credit to Coburg, they've done that, so they've earned a title, and good luck to them if they move up to Youth 1, but they enjoy the spoils that they've very well deserved.
But looking at, obviously, some key players for both teams, Torini, obviously, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals. Emily Addard, 15 points, 6 rebounds.
2 assists and a steal as well, yeah.
Jess Connor, only player off the bench scoring, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 steals. So, yeah, I just think a massive credit to both teams. Obviously, Storm only dropping 1 game during the season, and the Coburg Giants just showing why they're an up-and-coming club in Victorian basketball.
And I think we spoke after game 1 and addressed at the start of the game that a lot of this was going to come down to value of the ball. And like if you look at that again, Coburg 14 turnovers for the game, Bellarine 26.
Yeah.
You look at offensive rebounding being 19-22, so that got even back out, but that turnover ball was still huge. And Coburg's three-point shooting as well. Like that's probably your big one here. You got an 11 of 27 at 40% versus a 3 for 24 at 12.5. And at this level, that's massive.
And that's what killed Storm last week as well. Like 28 turnovers for the Storm, but also Coburg had 19 offensive boards compared to the Storm's.
Yeah, 22 on the Storm end too.
Yeah,
so I mean, I feel from game 1 that one evened out, but the turnover count was still huge. And particularly post halftime, like Coburg did a sensational job up the floor of pressuring the ball and creating energy.
But we'll wrap it up here. Oh, they've stopped it, so we're not even live anymore. Oh, okay. All right. Well,